hear the sound. Victims to victors, hear the sound. Lifting each other off the ground. This is truth, this is elevation. Sharing hope and inspiration. From victims to victors, hear the sound. Lifting each other off the ground. This is truth, this is elevation. Sharing hope and inspiration podcast.
All right. Welcome everybody back to the Sharing Hope and Inspiration podcast. I am one of your hosts, Jims, along with our founder and CEO of the Shy Foundation, Denise Jackson.
Greetings. Happy Wednesday.
All right, guys. Well, welcome to Sharing Hope and Inspiration podcast, where the voices of victims go from victims to victors. We're your hosts. We're addressing something that affects far too many young people and is not talked about. Teen dating violence. We're going to be joined today by an incredible person that can speak firsthand on what she sees among the teen population, which is Miss Nikki Cole. She works closely with a lot of teens here in Metro Atlanta school system. Nikki, can you please speak to the people?
Like she said, I'm Nikki. I work in a high school setting in the Metro Atlanta area where we see teen dating quite a bit from 9th through 12th grade. Sometimes it happens even earlier. They come to us already being dated for like 2 years. So, yeah.
All right. So
welcome, Nikki.
Welcome.
Hey, y'all.
So like we said, we're here just to raise awareness to an issue that is talked about far too little amongst teens, whether it's teenage girls or guys. It happens on both sides. So we're here to just start the conversation, because the first step to prevention is starting the conversation. And we know as teens, they get into that mode where they shut down the most. This is the age group where they do that. They don't want to talk. So we're just here to, let your parents know you're not alone. We see what's going on, and hopefully after this conversation on the podcast that you guys can take it to your teens and make sure they're all right and check in with them. Okay, so let's get started. First of all, let me do a check-in. How was your week going?
Me?
Oh. You. First week back at school.
Everybody, we're back at school. How's it going?
It's going. You feel like I've been there for a month already.
Yeah.
I hit the ground running. I got there, and once they find out you're a little creative or you know how to organize something,
that's it.
It's the worst thing you can do. And now all of a sudden I'm voluntold and I'm about to start all types of organizations. So
damn, that sounds like you.
Yeah.
I've been doing a month's worth of work in 3 days.
Yep, that's what
that
it
sounds
is.
Like them.
Yeah.
Well, I appreciate you both being such tremendous educators. I appreciate it, and I love what you do. Points, like I really, really appreciate it.
Oh, thanks.
I really do.
I concur with Nikki. It doesn't feel like 3 days. It feels like we've been here for a while. These little people, we can definitely tell what y'all did with them over the summer. So, but I'm trying to be hopeful. So, yeah. All right, guys, let's go ahead and get into it, because, as you know, it's a school night.
It's a school night, exactly.
Right. Let's begin with the basics. So, what do you guys consider teen dating violence? Because we don't want to just say domestic violence, because the teens is a little bit different. So, what is teen dating violence to you, and how is it different from adult domestic violence?
For me, I think that teen dating violence is a pattern of abusive behavior. including physical, sexual, emotional, or psychological abuse. And the only difference is the age range. That's pretty much the only difference because everything else is pretty much the same.
Yeah. I think, but more with the teens, it's more social, a lot more social based, and now digital. So, they're a little bit more creative in how they
Yeah. Yes.
try to force control amongst each other. But I think back to when I was a teenager and certain friends being in relationships that did lead on to them, being in relationships as they became adults, and they were abusive then, and they're very much still abusive now. It was like a segue. It was a set of patterns that kept on going and just escalated. So that's why I think this is an important conversation to have, because if you don't teach them and stop them now, it's going to lead on to maybe a lifetime of abuse. So
Yeah.
And it's like you said, Jim, you hit a key word where it's like with the teens, it starts as a controlling behavior.
mm-hmm.
Who you texting? Why you over there with her? Why you sitting with her at lunch? Why you doing? It's a very possessive, controlling behavior that starts at a young age, and it's very unhealthy. And I tend to say it's because, and y'all may disagree, we're not teaching our children how to date.
Well, their parents don't know how to date.
Well, there's that. But that's one. And you can't teach somebody how to date if you don't know how to date.
Right.
But they're not being taught how to date. So like I think about me growing up, and luckily I just had some healthy relationships to look at or healthy boundaries to set. And I was taught how to be in a relationship, but I wasn't necessarily taught how to be in a relationship, if that makes sense. I wasn't allowed to date, but I was taught what not to accept and what not to let come in play. And I think so many times we try to keep our kids from dating instead of exposing them to that and teaching them what healthy emotions look like.
Right. Because they lack the life experience. So a lot of times they can't identify like, hey, look, this is not love. This is not healthy. And if you have a history of that in your family and you see what your mama doing, you're going to think it's okay.
Mm-hmm.
They're not willing to break the cycle. And even if your parents are in a situation where they did put you in a compromising, compromising dynamics, you can still want better for your kids. Like, hey, don't do what I did. You saw what mom went through. You saw what dad went through. Let's go ahead and do something better. Like
And
this
there are,
is okay.
and there are also times when your kids are exposed to healthy relationship and healthy relationships only, and we try to, well, we shelter them
Mm-hmm.
and we try to protect them from the things that we know are bad. And sometimes when we do that, they still run to the bad
Right.
because they want to see what's going on the bad side.
Why is it so bad?
Why is it so bad?
But
Yeah.
they're in that stage of their life where, they don't know. They're old. They can't tell me what to do. That was back when you're there. Like, but nothing ever changes. It's just it's just a little disguised different ways, but it's still the same situations.
Yes.
I can't say too much because it's certain secrets I got to take to the grave with me. But yeah, you're right.
Yeah, I know there are certain secrets you have to take to the grave with you.
I got they
But
still gotta go.
like no, you sometimes see what they don't see,
Mm-hmm.
and then they know that it's not right for them, but still they will make that attempt to make it right, just to prove a point.
And for the listeners who don't know, this was Shy's partner in crime, so she's not gonna say too much because they did some stuff, and she don't want to dime herself out. So yeah, them some of the secrets she gonna take, but for y'all we know.
Can't say too much. We're gonna have to keep it quiet.
Exactly. All right, moving right along. Okay, so what are some common red flags that you might see in teen relationships that people often overlook?
The very possessive one where
Mm.
it's kind of like they think it's cute because, oh, my girl don't want me talking to such and such. My
Yep.
boyfriend don't like me talking to blah, 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 blah. And it's like, or he don't want me around him because he know he like me. It's like, girl, and he love me too much. He don't want me to even,
Yeah.
girl, he don't love you. He
Yeah.
don't want you to be social. He don't want people to see your potential. He doesn't want the chance of you actually realizing your own potential to get away from the foolishness.
Yeah. Or even coercing that individual into sex or into using drugs.
I tell this story all the time. I never forget. I was in 8th grade. I ain't gonna name no names, but somebody looked me in my face and said, all your friends done lost their virginity. You might as well give me yours. And I looked at him like, boy, if you don't get out my face, because that sounds like the dumbest thing you ever came up with. But that happened. And to know that he was so comfortable in saying that, and I just wasn't as weak-minded, I guess, as he thought I was to fall for it. But some girls, it may not even be that they're weak-minded. They just don't even know any better. They're like, oh, okay, let me. They're so naive and they're so sheltered that sometimes that works.
Yeah.
And
And
people don't realize.
let's not forget the physical aspect of it. You know, that person being hit, punched, or slapped, and then that individual say, "Oh, I love you. I hit you because I love you. I did this because I don't want nobody else with you." So yeah, red flags, big red flags.
First of all,
The
pain that hitting, they ain't love. It's not
Come
love.
on now, come on.
Yeah. But you know, definitely the jealousy disguised as love. He just acting like that because he really loved me. No,
Oh
baby.
no, ma'am.
They ain't
And
it.
it's a difference between me telling you, like, hey, I'm not comfortable with that, or hey, if you want me to stay around, I'm not doing this. It's a difference between setting a healthy boundary versus nah, don't go over there and talk to bro. You can't eat. No, if you're gonna be around these types of people, this is how I expect you to conduct yourself.
That's how I know you work with teens. That's how I know you're in high school, right now. The way you just, you know, even they control who they hang out with. They want them to check in. Now, since we, in the phone era, they want passwords. Oh, we share each other passwords. Well, they demanding passwords. You can't even. They crash out over Instagram likes from you double tapping on a picture.
Yeah,
that can cause a whole scene.
Yeah.
And I think that even with the culture of social media, they're normalizing certain things for the sake of videos and likes and stuff. Oh, he crashed out and make a little video. That's so cute. No, it's not. It's not cute. It's not okay. It's not okay how you're treating each other. First of all, because sometimes they antagonize each other to cause a reaction.
Exactly.
And so that's never okay. So
like you said, Jim, it starts from the top. And if I watch my mama crash out every time because we ain't even gonna say my daddy because it's so uncommon for the daddy to be in the household anymore. When I watch my mama crash out on boyfriend number 12 since I've been born,
I ain't say that.
And now he got to go.
I ain't say that.
And now his boyfriend here. And now I'm crashing out, right? These parents are displaying the behaviors, and it's so crazy because in the school system, as soon as you see the parent, it'd be like you almost soften up on the kid. It'd be like, oh.
Now you said a word.
Okay. Yeah. It's learned behavior.
Learn behavior.
Learn behavior.
You can't even get mad at the kid because this is what they're seeing. Why do you guys think that teen dating violence is so under discussed in schools and homes?
First of all, a lot of our teens are not even aware of what abuse is. They don't see it as a form of abuse. They see it as he or she loved me.
Mm-hmm.
And this is how it's supposed to be. And they don't want to speak on what they're not aware of. If I'm not knowledgeable of this, why am I going to speak on it? Because I don't know. So
Um,
it's like a lack of communication.
Everybody's afraid to have that uncomfortable conversation.
Mhm.
Exactly.
Everybody, they don't want to touch that. Even when it comes to school, all these policies and red tape. And the reason, every time I step into the school, I feel like I'm part of the avalanche. Like we're going to
Mhm.
continue, like one little problem is going to continue to go and go and go until it's like big and uncontrollable. And we've gotten away from having these conversations with the teens, with the kids. Period. Um, One thing that they do in school that I absolutely hate, even at my level, elementary, when they call everybody friend. And I keep telling them, I said, stop doing that because they're not treating them like a friend. And friends don't treat each other. They're not mean to each other. They don't hit each other. So don't call them friend because you're going to foster unhealthy relationships. Like we're going to have to start having these conversations. Like we got to get away from what's cute. It ain't cute anymore. Like we have to become very realistic. And we're putting people in place that always want to just sugarcoat everything and wrap it up in a cute little box. And it's really harming our children. They don't know how to foster healthy relationships. And we have to get away from that. Um, and every time I look up on the media, one parent is having a problem and goes to the news, and then all of a sudden they're changing how everything in the school is operating. And then we don't have enough parents to step up and say, no, our kids need this information. Our kids need to learn how to do this, that, and the third. Even so much as I walked down the hallway and the kids singed my nose hairs. And I turned around and I said, do they still teach health in school? Because it was far too many kids that were musty there. Hygiene is terrible. But because they don't want to offend anybody, somebody's always going to get offended. They don't want to
Exactly.
have these conversations. And we're going to have to take our children back if we want them to thrive. But, like I said, nobody wants to have that discomforting conversation with the school board, the people who make these policies and laws. And I mean, I don't know what the future holds in terms of this. Um,
The other thing is the new phase of with teens, everybody is gay now. And so now when I have an issue with my girlfriend, I feel like it's okay to put my hands on her because she's a girl too.
No.
And it's still not okay because just because it's a same sex relationship, it's still a relationship and we're supposed to have a healthy
right.
relationship. And they're missing that part. She's a girl, so I can put my hands on her.
No, you
That's all
cannot.
we see.
No.
And it's, yeah. And those are actually some of the most unhealthy relationships that I see in this generation. And I think it's because they're not grasping the concept that regardless of what kind of relationship you have, it doesn't mean I get to control her. Hey, drop your location with me. You need to be sharing your location with me at all times. I need to know where you're at. I need to know what you're doing. I need to know who's over there. And it's like, you need to know who in my mama house. My mama pay these bills.
Right.
How you gonna tell my mama who could be in her house? Because I know if you
Mm-mm.
call my mama and tell her who could be in her house, she gonna cuss everybody out. So I'm not sure that that's like I don't know. It's the audacity of these children, and they're
They
so
they they're
adult
so
like,
I don't care. They so I
yeah,
don't care.
they
They
have
do
adult
care
like
though. They do
They
care
tendencies.
so
though.
I don't care.
Right. They have these grown tendencies, and yet their mindset is still so childish.
They care. They just they don't know how to express, but they definitely care. Um, how does abuse in teen relationships affect a young person's mental health or academics?
Um, it can make that teen. It affects their self esteem. They can get to the place where their self esteem is very very low. Um, make it makes them feel unworthy. It can lead to them have a negative self image about themselves. It just basically decrease their confidence in themselves. Um, They feel guilty, they feel ashamed all at the same time. And the guilt comes from the abuser making them feel as if they're the reason why this is happening. And the shameful part is um their friends knowing, or the teachers knowing, but yet their parents is not aware of what's going on with them, so they feel very shame, as far as that is concerned. And it just could be a negative impact on that person altogether.
Yeah, they're already at an age where that stuff is going on anyway. This is the age of you're questioning what kind of person you're gonna be. You're worried about what other people think. So you're already dealing with this. Your hormones changing, hormonal. So you already, it could lead to depression, anxiety, isolation, failing grades. But those are the normal. That's just baseline for a teen
Mhm.
period. So you add domestic violence on top of it, it gets even worse.
Yeah.
The self isolation is crazy. Then you have your child doing things or going into trends that they wouldn't normally do, because they don't know how to express what they're feeling, and the withdrawal is crazy. Y'all think it's, they just putting on hoodies, but they really in hoodie season then.
And the depression and the overall anxiety of it can lead to self-harm. They start
Right.
self-harming themselves.
Cutting on themselves.
Yeah.
And you don't even know it.
We see it all. We see it all.
I can't tell you how many parents that have broke down crying because they all accidentally walked in the bathroom. They see their child standing there bleeding because they in there cutting themselves because they feel like they need to feel. And this is also around the time period where a lot of sexual abuse might take place.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to be very careful. You have to be very mindful. Yeah, they're going to have moments where they don't want to talk to you, but you still have to keep trying.
The other part becomes the drug and alcohol abuse that comes
Absolutely.
along with that.
Absolutely.
And this generation is the most weed smoking, vape smoking, tequila drinking kids that I have ever seen in my life. I'm trying to figure out where they getting the money to buy this tequila. Cause tequila ain't cheap, and they walking around here with bottles on bottles.
Some of their parents giving it to them.
Getting caught with bottles.
Their friends, their parents.
Getting caught with liquor, getting caught with weed, getting caught with vapes. And all of it is because they're so withdrawn and they're so now I need a substance to help me.
Yeah, they're self-medicating.
Something.
Mm-hmm. They're self-medicating, or they're trying to numb themselves.
Exactly.
They don't want to feel. Mm-hmm. They don't want to feel. And I'm just say this. As many people I know, because in my area, I want to say it's about 75-80% low income. We know y'all on Medicaid. We know y'all getting them. We know y'all getting them stamps. We see y'all. We know your kids getting peach care. Listen, get that therapy. They're going
exactly.
to get therapy. If you could do all that other stuff, you could be online trying to sell them stamps and stuff. Go ahead and set them appointments.
You said they online where?
Right.
Right, Nikki.
Where they at?
They're going to text us later.
Right.
But go ahead and get that therapy. Oh, they don't want to talk to. Okay, well, if they don't want to talk to you, they might feel comfortable talking to somebody else. I can't tell you, and especially in African American households, it's so taboo. Because what happened in my house stays in my house.
Right.
We got to get away from that. We have to break that. Let them talk to somebody. If they can't talk to you, find them somebody they feel safe talking to. And even if it's not a therapist, if they feel safe talking to your sister, don't make your sister feel guilty that your child goes to them and talk to them. It doesn't mean they don't love you. It just sometimes they hide behind the fact that they know they did something, or they might be experiencing something and they don't want to disappoint you. Mm-hmm. So you're going to have to release yourself from that, because right now we're on the battlefield and we're trying to save lives.
Exactly.
So stop being selfish and get your child some help.
You have to open up that line of communication outside of your household. You have to. You can't. We can't continue to go on the ideology of whatever goes on in this house stays in this house. If what I'm doing and what I'm saying is not helping within this house, then baby, we gonna go talk to somebody. We gonna figure this thing out together because neither of us need to be suffering
Suffering in silence.
I
because
think
whatever hurts you hurts me. So we got to figure this thing out together.
I think we took that saying too far.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I get you not telling all my business, but I think we took that saying too far. Like you said, I'm sitting here hurting, and you worried about being jealous of Miss Mabel who lived down the street that I feel comfortable speaking to, or is, open to me. It doesn't matter who I talk to. There's been parents that's upset because the kids want to talk to the teachers.
Mm-hmm.
Don't go up to that school telling them folks all my business.
We can see it on social media.
But I mean, well, yeah, because
I know when you pee popping on the handstand. Listen, I'm gonna tell your parents, even down to the pre-K, baby, I know what goes on in your house. It happens in dramatic play. I know when you got put out. I know when your boyfriend came over and flat your tires. It happens over in the block area. They gonna act it out anyway.
Correct.
So get away from it. If you don't want people knowing your business, handle your business and get your kids some help. Because baby, once I listen in on what go on in that block area and that in dramatic play, it's up. Because I'm gonna look at you crazy. I'm just saying.
And then don't get mad at me when defects pull up to your house, because baby, I'm a mandated reporter. I tell them kids every day, don't say nothing to me that you don't want me to repeat, because I gotta repeat it. Because any day I gotta choose between feeding my son and keeping your secret. Understand, I'm gonna feed that little boy every day of the week. Every day.
I'm gonna tell you this.
And he greedy.
I tell
Right.
parents all the time. I gotta let them people know. So either you handle your business or I have to handle mine. And y'all fighting and fussing in front of these kids.
They repeating it.
Or y'all think y'all finna come to school and show out? That's a charge.
That's the one.
Correct.
And y'all do. You get mad at him, he get mad at you, and y'all come to school and think y'all finna fight. Oh, that's a charge. But I'm just saying. But give these kids some help. It's okay. Like I said, we're in the habit of saving lives. Okay, so what are some long-term patterns that emerge from this early exposure?
Long-term unhealthy relationships. So now I am on baby daddy number 4, and there's nothing wrong with saying, because sometimes that relationship don't work out, and if it's an unhealthy relationship and you got to go on and find you another baby daddy, so be it. But here I am now, I'm on baby daddy number 4, and I'm still picking the wrong man.
Find another baby daddy. She didn't say enter into a healthier relationship or
another baby
daddy.
And that just along the line of them engaging in risky behavior.
Right.
Because now after the 4th one,
it's about risky behavior.
Go find
and with risky behavior, comes unprotected sex, comes the use of drugs, comes low self-esteem. You have trouble making friends. You have trouble building a healthy relationship because you're so prone to these bad relationships, and these bad relationships become your normal. So when you don't know what a healthy relationship, you don't know what a healthy relationship looks like, you'll go on and on and on.
We don't know what a good partner looks like.
Right.
Meaning we can't identify the good characteristics in a person. So those red flags, we gonna ignore them, and we ignoring them. Because it's early in a relationship, so that don't mean nothing. We're going to ignore that red flag till now I'm almost stuck with him. And like you said, Either I'm stuck with them because I done had a kid with them. I'm stuck with them because I done moved in with them. I'm stuck with them because
You're stuck.
You're
yeah,
just
I'm just
stuck.
stuck. Yeah, I done fell in
You're
love
just
and now I
stuck.
feel like I can't leave.
And
And
again,
now,
it goes back to that becomes your normal.
mm-hmm,
So you get comfortable with it.
mm-hmm.
So
Okay.
opposed to saying I'm going to leave this relationship, I will stay in it because I'm so used to these bad things happening. Hell, I may attract the next person. He may be just as bad.
Mm-hmm.
So I
Trust.
might as well stick with what I know.
You're gonna have trust issues. You don't know how to set
Mhm.
boundaries. If you are the aggressive one in the teen relationship, you're gonna keep on, this repeating this cycle. And
Right.
honey, the aggression is real. You're gonna be in somebody's jail.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody, and what kills me
Just
is,
let y'all daughters know if they hit my son, you going to jail on pressing charges.
but
If
listen,
you go in
listen.
that parking lot and keep my baby car because he broke up with you and now he walking down the hallway with that little girl, you're going to jail.
Girl, first of all, ain't nobody finna mess with that little light skinned boy. But secondly, and let's say they got a bag of donuts.
Because
And
mama
let's
got
say
their
they
money.
feeding him snacks. But
Leave my baby.
well, I was just thinking about a lot of times with these young relationships, how all the girls want a bad boy. You know what I mean?
Oh my God.
And you got all these kids doing what they supposed to do. All these young men or young women doing what they supposed to do, getting doing extracurricular activities, got good grades and stuff. And you want this one who ain't doing that because you want the thrill.
Exactly.
And it starts have a cycle of that.
Oh,
And then you become an adult and you realize that Pookie
ain't it?
he ain't it.
He ain't it.
He's
Pookie
still
ain't
trying to
it.
drive a box Chevy. He taking up all your income tax money. He eating all your food stamps up. He going in between 4 and 5 baby mamas that he don't have while he was with you.
Mm-hmm.
You want a thug.
Mm-hmm.
When you could have been with Thaddeus, who on his 3rd and 4th degree, got him a nice house and a inspiring career.
This is definitely a trigger for me.
I was just about to say, Lord, that hit somewhere.
That is definitely a trigger for me.
Like,
because
I say that about my sister all the time.
You are in college doing the damn thing, and you decided that I want to.
I don't know whether y'all realize, and again, I can't name names because half of these people are my friends on Facebook, and Jim done already tagged me in the podcast. So I'm not going to name no names. But them last 2 to 3, and they know who they are. Those last 2 to 3 was where she went downhill. That first one, and Lord, if I could have made her stop. Yeah, okay, next subject. But if I could have made her move on from that first one and leave that type alone, but me not thinking like that. And again, I'm the baby. So I'm just looking at them, just running after, trying to keep up. Man, them last 2 to 3 were literally the same type of pattern. That bad boy,
bad boy mentality.
But
and these were high schoolers.
And it changes when you have a child now. And now I got my son, and now I don't want him to grow up in this. Now I don't think this is the best lifestyle.
Mm-hmm.
Now I need him to.
But even with making the changes, on the road to making the changes, and now you see that you're losing control, or you have lost control. So if I can't have you, nobody else will.
Mm-hmm.
Give me a nerd, baby. Give me a nerd. Hey.
Any day.
I need somebody. When y'all go on these dates, you take a book and you say, what you looking for? I'm looking for somebody who can read out loud.
Hello.
Sorry.
Hello.
Give them a book. This is what,
you ain't lying.
I'm not finna listen. I'm not building a person up no more. Like I know
for real.
you got to. I want more. You have
You
to tell
know,
yourself, like,
or give me someone that can take me to a 5-star restaurant and know exactly how to order off the menu. I'm not talking about Pookie going to McDonald's or Burger King or churches or here or there and say, I want a combo.
I'm I'm serious. Yeah,
Like,
read my
no.
lips, baby. I need you to do
But I
something.
still want that combo though. But take me to the 5-star restaurant first.
Like we have to. I want give me a good old nerd. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Whew. How has social media and technology changed the way teen abuse happens?
Child.
Access. That's all I'm gonna say. Access. Too much
Yeah.
access. Too much.
Because these kids don't know when to stop posting stuff. So everything is online. So they have access to everything in your life. They are halfway exploiting themselves to begin with. And then here comes this person that sees an easy target.
Give me somebody who can complete a sentence.
I know that's right. But yeah, like there's an easy target, and I'm gonna jump on that easy target because she leaving it out here for everybody anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Or he leaving it out here for everybody anyway. Because it ain't even just the girls no more. It used to be just the girls online just posting. Man, they are all just
all over the place.
Yes.
But
They
even
troll
with
real
that,
bad, too.
it goes back to the adults. It goes back to parenting because we as adults, a lot of us have the tendency to live out loud on social media.
Mm-hmm.
We live out loud on social media. So you putting it out there for the world to see. And today we got this so glamorous relationship. We're doing this, we're doing that. And then the next thing you know, you and Pookie ain't together. And you dogging Pookie on Facebook and Pookie dogging you.
And I'm looking at it.
And we're looking at it. So
and then you mad at
again,
me because I'm asking questions because I want to know
so
what happened because you got
if
me in a
your
whole
kids,
relationship.
if your kids, your teens see this and they feel like, well, if mom and pop can do it, why can't I?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Easy access.
Let me say something about for parents that are listening that may go back and have this conversation with their kids. Let them understand that posting on social media, you could the great. I've been on the internet since it went public, from way back when I had the Apple Macintosh that fold up with the floppy disk.
All right,
the
then.
dial-up. I've been on social media since then. And the one crazy thing about it is you can be whoever you want to be on this internet. The way I can go about, I can rebuild myself in so many different ways on so many different platforms to be much more than what it is. You're just seeing a snapshot into my life if I'm honest about it, because I can stage pictures and people know, and y'all know how I get down in the background, baby. I will Photoshop a picture.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you know what I mean? So they're falling in love with the fantasy of what they see online.
Amen.
That's not what reality
These
is.
celebrities posting these
Right.
fake relationships.
That's definitely not what it is.
But
And-
even grown-ups falling in love with that. So you can't even be upset with the kids. Boy, go to work. You can't even be upset with the kids for falling into it because, like you said, I'm watching my mama. And now my mama been doing this all my life. This is what I'm supposed to do. This is how I'm supposed to act. This is a learned behavior. And even a step further, this is what I'm supposed to look for in a woman because this is how my mom acts.
Mm-hmm.
So now mom has just made her son susceptible to the narcissistic, manipulative, abusive woman because that's what I was exposed to my entire life. This is how I think I'm supposed to act because this is how my mama been acting the whole time.
You want to see your teen act ass, take that phone away or ban them. What happened to punishments where you take the phone? Well, I'm from an age where we had the long telephone cord and but y'all don't punish our kids. Y'all don't take the phone away. Y'all don't.
Who don't punish?
Baby, they don't.
You
They
different.
don't.
You different. You different.
Oh, okay.
I know my babies ain't here 24/7, but when they are here, baby, you have a phone time.
And then listen, they be like,
You have a schedule.
You cut off the service, but baby, they get on somebody Wi-Fi, and they back on. But y'all don't even give them. They're not even taking a break from social media, and so everything's wrapped around it, and they get so caught up in, if you love me, you'll post me, and so that's their loyalty.
Oh,
you know what I mean? Like, you have to prove it. Everybody.
I remember meeting Lau, and like, as we started dating, and the first thing I said is, "Don't put me on the internet. Don't post me on there." And he was like, "Well, why not? Just keep me off until we know what's going on. Because right now we just doing our own thing. We're both single, but we're behind the scenes. Nobody really needs to know until we understand what we're doing."
And Jazz, you're right. A lot of kids don't work, so therefore they don't appreciate anything. A lot of them feel like they're entitled. They feel like they're entitled, so therefore they feel like they can do what they want to do, when they want to do it, and how they want to do it.
The other thing is, Jim, what happened to the appropriate age to do certain stuff? Why is your kid on social media at 9? Why do they have an Instagram?
Because it's cute.
Why are you starting your baby an Instagram page?
Because and they think they're gonna go viral with some money.
Yeah, you're 2-month-old.
Be honest with you. This is a segment of life where everybody's into exploitation. And they don't realize it. You're exposing, we get kind of upset, but we're opening ourselves up to this. And I remember a time where technology was a luxury, and most of our pink people used to do it. And then when people of color started getting on board, guess what the pink people started doing? They started pulling away. And so now we out here exposing.
And you know what I feel like? A lot of these parents don't phone check. I do phone check. And even though Raphael is not one that really talks on his phone, he played games on his phone more so than anything.
Oh, she went out.
Check text messages.
Respect.
I go through all of that. Like today, I was going through, because like,
first of all, what you not gonna do is
like he do a lot of gaming. So with him gaming, he has to have like an Instagram account for the gaming. But baby, I check all of that. I check it all. And I got on him today because one of his little friends just talking reckless. And I said to him, I am going to call that child mother. And I am going to say it. What you're not going to do is be associated with this type of behavior. And he said, Nana, I didn't respond. I didn't say anything. I never do. I said, well, I'm glad you didn't, but this is not what we're doing. So people have to do phone check. Like you have to
do phone checks, and they don't know. That was my next point. People don't do phone checks, and so the abuse is getting so bad within these kids. The controlling behavior is getting so bad, and then you got the mama that come on the news like, I just didn't even know, and you didn't know because you're not there, you're not around, you're not checking no phones. You don't. I mean, well, I think they need their privacy. And one thing my mama gonna tell you to the day she roll up,
you ain't got no privacy in my house when you start paying bills. You ain't pay no bills, you ain't got no privacy in my house.
That's a step better, because next say you don't get no privacy ever. Not as long as you're in my house.
Well,
you want privacy, go buy a house.
This is why we need to make sure that we have a great relationship with our open line of communication with our children. Because even though some of us are a little bit older and dated. And I'm just thinking back to my day. Parents sometimes don't know where to look. There's so much access. Even you think they playing Fortnite, babe, there's a way for them to communicate. They will have whole relationships over Minecraft.
Baby, they don't know where to look. Just look everywhere. Don't worry about it. Look at all of it.
But if your child feels comfortable with you, then you could alleviate half of these problems. Jasmine said hers is 17 and still do a quick check-in. Boy, let me see it.
Exactly, Jazz.
Where that phone at? But yeah, we have to know like where to look, because when you refuse to raise your child, somebody else will. And a lot of times they're young. They're still, they're the part of the brain where they make decision making isn't fully developed. That was that temporal lobe. It ain't developed yet.
Yeah.
And you got other people coming into their lives and they're influencing them.
And that's why, as parents, you have to have, as you stated earlier, you have to have those uncomfortable conversations with your kids because you want to know what they know. Because I've had conversation with Ralph where I've asked Ralph different things. I've asked Ralph, do he know what a pedophile is? I've asked Ralph, do you know what molestation is? I've asked Ralph these questions, and Ralph has basically told me what they were. Because I want to know that you know these things, so together we can be aware.
My sister with the save is the frontal lobe. Okay, then I was tapping right here. I know it's right here though.
Tell him, Jazz.
I know it's right here, and I also know the boys develop late.
Yeah.
So
very.
So sometimes when you're talking to them, sometimes you got to tap on the forehead.
My husband's still developing. Go tap on his.
That forehead activate.
You got to activate it.
Frontal activate.
Loud. I'm gonna tap yours when you get home.
Activate. Yeah, there's nothing wrong. You could be in the car driving. Hey, listen. Say your little friend do XYZ. How do you feel about that? Like, have those conversations. Y'all sit in the car and you're quiet, or y'all listen to Sexy Red or something. When you can be having those moments of conversation, or everybody got their headphones on.
Mm-hmm.
Stop it. Let's talk to our babies. We love them.
Be surprised how early my mom started talking to me.
Right.
I might have been like 7, and she started talking to me all the way from don't let no boy lay you down in no bushes. I'm talking about 7 years old, and it's crazy conversation that you wouldn't think to have with your kid. But when it came up between my mom and my brother, anything a man could say to me, I could just look at him and be like, yeah, nah, that ain't gonna work. Nah, I don't want that. I don't want that. Because it was almost drilled into me daily. My brother like, listen, I be out here doing this, this, and this, and this, and this. And I ain't gonna put his business out there like that because he probably watching too. But I ain't gonna put his business out there like that. But he like, I do this, I do that, I do that. Don't let no boy come behind you and do this because I don't care about, you know what I'm saying? Or I'm not doing this because I'm in love with these girls or whatever the case may be.
Right.
I'm doing this simply because they're pretty much allowing me to.
Yeah. What should a teen do if they think they're in an unhealthy or abusive relationship?
It sounds cliche, but seek help. Go to a teacher, tell a friend that you know is going to tell an adult. Go to the ideal answer would be go to your parent. Some kids just aren't that comfortable because the reality of it is, depending on who you need help from, mama don't even want to help you because you lying, or mama don't believe you. But the ideal answer would be go to your parent, but seek help somewhere in the school. Most schools have a social worker now. We have counselors. We have your favorite teacher. Yes, put your phone down. Talk to your kids. Be intentional.
Exactly. Yes.
All that. But yeah, that's the best advice I could give them is find a trusted adult that can get you some help.
Exactly. And there are also resources out there if they don't feel like they can go to their parent or go to their friends. There are resources available.
It's really concerning how many of our young people are being pushed to grow up too fast. So many kids today are trying to act like adults before they. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Really enjoy their childhood.
They do need safe spaces.
Because, baby, if I hear my man one more time, and I keep telling them you ain't got no man, I do got a man. He is a man. Where?
No, baby,
how?
No, he's not.
But yeah, they have safe. You could reach out to different organizations. This is the age of social media, Google, ChatGPT. listen, you Google everything else. Google some of that help. You could go to a school official. You can go to a parent, an aunt, an uncle. You could call in. Like I said, therapist. And some of you know, you can even go to your doctor. Like when you go to some of y'all old enough. They ain't gonna tell your parents because technically you're considered adult at a certain age. But just go to somebody that can help you. You're not alone. You've done nothing wrong. It's not your fault that you're being treated like this. I don't care what anybody says. It's not okay to be treated or being harmed in the name of love. It's just not. So if you even need to reach out to us, do so.
Yeah, do so.
Email. Call
Instagram. Look, we talking about Instagram. We got Instagram.
Right.
Yeah.
Hit me in the DM. Call the domestic violence hotline.
Yeah, and there's also the National Dating Abuse Hotline, a service of love and respect, and they're open 24 hours, for teen and young adults. That's what they specialize in, helping teen and young adults.
Right. They will find the wrong answer with their peers. Oh, girl, he love you. He just doing that because he love you. No, he not. He doing that because he crazy.
Y'all be surprised what we see in that school building. Y'all was laughing at this scenario of the kids going outside to key somebody's car. Literally, little girl went and keyed somebody's car in the parking lot because. And
Kai, you are right. We have to have these uncomfortable conversations with our kids, and we have to do it before they step to their peers, because sometimes their peers can lead them astray.
Oh, listen to this question, because this one I was going to bring up earlier. What about the teens that feel too ashamed to bring it up, because they're in fear they're going to get their partner in trouble?
I mean, that's no different. That's no different than an adult being abused, and they're too ashamed to speak on it because they don't want to get their partner in trouble, or they don't want their family or friends to feel a certain type of way about their partner. It is no different. So the teens have to know that it is okay to speak up and to speak out. They have to know that they're not in this alone, and there are people that are willing to walk this walk with them.
Absolutely.
And it goes back to having that uncomfortable conversation with an individual that's been abused.
Right.
If you recognize the signs and you feel like, oh, this child may be going through XYZ, go to that child. Have that conversation with that child. And he or she may not open up to you right then, but if you make them feel comfortable enough to do so, trust me, they will circle back around.
Well, let me go. Nikki, you might help me with this one. Because I wasn't an athlete in school. We know that. But oftentimes, like back in my day, I saw a lot of the
day in my day, 2 different days though. Hold up.
I know. That's what I'm saying. But baby, I wasn't an athlete, so you were. A lot of I saw it a lot with the. Sorry to be stereotypical, but the football players and the basketball players.
Mm-hmm.
And the girls would be afraid to tell because they didn't want to get them in trouble. And then, even if they did speak up, you had certain people sweeping it under the rug because they didn't want to hinder what could have become of their football and basketball career.
Their athlete, right?
So let's be realistic with it, right? Let's look at it from a different standpoint outside of whether I'm an athlete or not, right?
Okay.
Let's look at, we already just talked about the exposure to the media.
Mm-hmm.
Let's look at what the media portrays for athletes and the punishments, and not saying that all of them, there are certain instances where, it might have been self-defense or something like that, and now he's in trouble. That's not what we're talking about. Most times, those athletes kind of just get a little slap on the wrist,
right?
And we keep it going. And so, realistically, everybody wants to date the most popular boy in school because I want to be popular too. And so now that I'm dating him, I do whatever comes with him, and I'm uncomfortable with it. But now I can't say anything because now I'm going to lose the popularity that I just gained by dating him. now the teachers are gonna look at me sideways because I was or because I got him in trouble. The coach is gonna hate me because I got his star player in trouble.
Right.
So there's so much backlash that comes with actually coming forward. You have to be mentally prepared for something like that. And certain people, after you've been torn down over and over and over again, you're just not in the mental capacity to come forward and actually tell your story.
So, and that's the thing I'm afraid of. That's why I say all often, like, we have to continually pour into our children. They're still, like Jasmine said, they need to take the risk and tell somebody, because oftentimes you're not alone. You're not the only one. You're not the only one. This is, like we were talking about earlier, is habit forming. And so I need you to take that risk and tell somebody. Like I said, it's not your fault. And you know, if you just step out and open your mouth, you know, you will have people there to support you through it.
That's the other scary part, though, because what happens when you're scared to become a part of the Me Too movement?
Well, that's why I said counseling is key. Even when nothing's wrong, counseling is key for these teens. You feel what I'm saying? Counseling is definitely key. And we have to pour into our kids. We have to build up their self-esteem. And hopefully we can stop them before they even get into a situation that will have this as a result of it. So, I mean, I'm not going to say it's easy. It's not going to be
easy.
It's
not. It's not going to be easy.
However, this is a situation that needs attention. So, like I said, parents, you guys are going to have to talk to your kids, because you don't want them to be on the other end of it. I remember back when I was in high school, one of the athletes, we had got into it. We had in a fight in school. And they thought I wasn't going to say nothing. You a lie. But now we got in a fight in middle school. High school, he was very much abusive to his girlfriend. Everybody knew it. Wouldn't do nothing about it. They end up getting married. And the abuse continued. And girl, he is a preacher of a church. I don't know how he did it.
Lord.
But so when we did our reunion, everybody talked about and attested how much of a slime ball he was.
Wow.
And she was so caught up in it, and she was so afraid of him. She stayed in this marriage. She doesn't look happy. She still very much looks abused. She closed in. Like, she really had denied herself a nice, full, healthy life. Because she felt like she was trapped by him.
Yeah.
You know, and I wish I probably would have said more. And maybe I could have, you know, they could have got the boy the help he needed. I really feel like walking into his church and stand up and giving a testimony as to how much. But God is still working on me yet.
I think that's one of my biggest fights, Jim, is I wish I would have said more. I knew so much more. I still, like, there's still stuff that, like, I'm just never going to touch on. I'm just never going to talk about. But it's like, dang, if I would have said it then, like, it's too late to say it now. So it's like me saying it is going to do nothing.
But see, even, you know, to be honest, I don't want to know about it.
I know. That's why
I don't want to know about it, because, like I say, there are certain things that still triggers me, things that still angers me to this day. And I have to find myself sometimes just going into deep meditation to remove the devil, to be honest with you, to remove the devil. I have to go into deep meditation, because this is something that I still struggle with day to day. So what you know, I don't care to know. What I know now is all that I need to know. And I'm saying this to say that even had you said something then, it may have not made a difference, because she was in love. She was in love. And it wasn't until the very end that she realized this is not love. This is not for me. This is not of me. This is not who I am. This is not where I come from. And again, once they feel like they are losing control or have lost control,
They do dramatic stuff. Yeah.
it get worse.
Hmm.
Mhm.
So like I said, I don't even want to know because me, I don't even go down the street they once lived on where it all happening because that is a trigger for me.
Sometimes looking next door to your house
You
is a
know,
trigger for me.
um, removing Ralph from his first pediatrician was best for me because that was a trigger for me. Even when I go to the courthouse to do work, it triggers me. So trust me, I'm still being triggered to this day. So I don't
But
want to know.
I just also want to say this, Denise. And maybe in the future, we set some time aside and kind of pull together like a lot of people that were around in that time that kind of knew about the situation, because what I'm finding with these conversations is that everybody is holding a certain level of guilt, and we're gonna have to release that. We don't know what the outcome would have been. You can't keep beating yourself up over it.
You can't.
Um, and yeah, you knew some things, but you were being a friend. And even though you might have not come to Denise and told Denise, a lot of people were talking to Shy about what we saw in the relationship. And I remember Denise used to say all the time, you weren't raised like that. And we all knew she wasn't raised like that, but she just felt like she couldn't love him past his faults. And when you're in a family of a loving relationship, like, that's why I hate when they kind of push the false narrative, especially in media and the movies, of these relationships where if you love him, you'll help him, you'll struggle with him until he get like, no, no, it's okay to walk away. Like, meet
Mhm.
me at the table when you have something to bring to the table as well. um so that's why I really emphasize like conversations about, ask your child, your teen, what do you feel like a healthy relationship is? What is your ideal person? you know
Mhm.
how do you view love? Like, just pose those questions, and even though they might not talk to you about it, but it'll get them to thinking.
Correct.
Right. And don't always come to them with aggression. um when Because sometimes we don't know the people they deal with, like we don't know them like they know them, but just pose those questions to them, and don't do it in an aggressive manner, and they'll figure it out. They'll start thinking like,
The
well,
forcive breakup, the forcive stay away from him is only going to draw them to him more.
yeah, sometimes it just drives them closer to them. So just say, well, if this situation happened, well, he was pushing on you, and he left bruises on you. Do you think somebody who loves you would actually do something intentionally to harm you?
Mhm.
Like, do you think that's okay? Instead of you yelling and you need to stay away, it doesn't work to them, because
It does
they're
not.
they're still trying to figure themselves
It does
out.
not. And
And
the one thing I did say to Shy, I say if this boy is abusive towards his mother as
Mhm.
well as his sisters, what make you think he won't abuse you? No, he never will. He said he would not, and something happened, and that's why no, there is no reason for him being abusive to his mother nor his sister. So if he can abuse his mother, girl, he gives no damn about the next female. He doesn't.
right.
Mhm.
And don't think it's just the guys out here causing pain, and
Exactly.
the girls are doing it too. This Right now is equal opportunity for everybody. They all doing it.
Mm-hmm.
Keep
Mm-hmm.
your hands to yourself.
For yourself. Keep your hands to myself. And even with my boys, I tell them all the time, in lieu of everything that has happened to your sister, us losing your sister, before you allow yourself to be in such a relationship, walk away. I don't care how much you may love that person, how much that person may love you, how much I may love that person. I don't even want you arguing with the female. Walk away.
Right.
Walk away from them.
Yeah,
Just
I've heard you. I heard you tell him that, and you
like,
said he got some sisters on his team.
yeah,
And
right.
do.
Walk
And
away.
And
Will,
and do.
you ain't gonna hit her, but we'll talk to him and
Walk
half
away.
and half, and we'll do it
Hello.
again.
And did.
You ain't
Walk
got to touch her.
away.
We got her.
Yeah.
Trust.
So parents, you have to just have that open line of communication with your sons and with your daughters. Have that open line of communication because again, it's just not our girls that have been abused. Our boys have been abused as well. So
Absolutely.
we have to have that line of communication. We got to have these uncomfortable conversation. And as Jim stated, don't yell, don't scream, just be there. And you may hear some things that you may not like, some things that may hurt you to your heart, but you still got to have those conversations.
And they're gonna look at your reaction.
Mm-hmm.
They're gonna look how you react to what they're saying. And sometimes you got to hold
Mm-hmm.
it,
Mm-hmm.
cry about it later.
Yeah.
It's gonna hurt you, but you better hold it and listen.
And the craziest thing is before actual teen dating is that preteen stage. And y'all know, bear with me. What you say, mom? Stepmama of the year. Baby, and with my oldest, we be she like boys. And now it's that time, even in this age, she thinks she got a boyfriend. And I just let her little heart do whatever she want to do because she ain't allowed to go nowhere anyway. So I don't care. Okay, you got a boyfriend. It takes your phone. What are y'all talking about? What are y'all doing?
Mm-hmm.
What is it that I ask her, why is it that you feel you need a boyfriend? What is it about having a boyfriend makes you feel like that's appropriate for you right now? Why is that something you want to do?
I don't know why she want to do it because hell, we don't want the ones we got.
She want to do it because it's the happening thing right now. Like this is what the kids are doing. It's that one thing
Oh,
that
please,
be
Dad.
quiet, Dad. It's that one thing that's doable to them.
Well, if they really knew what we know,
Hello.
baby, you leave them where you found them.
I told her I don't even like her daddy. I don't know what she doing.
Baby, sometimes you be like, why am I?
And and we have to. I can say this. The one thing that I can honestly say about Shy, she preferred me being mad at her opposed to being disappointed in her. I can be mad at her all day, every day. And even though it will hurt her to her heart, but being disappointed in her tore her down.
Yeah, she was.
It tore her down. So
Auntie, I've been looking at stuff like that.
she knew I was disappointed in her dating this boy. And then all of a sudden now here's Raph. And she knew and that hurted her to her core. So she was determined to try to prove to me, like, I got this.
Mm-hmm.
Everything is going to be all right with him. He's going to do this and he's going to do that. Because she wanted to prove to me that she can love him beyond all his faults. She can make him out to be that person.
And I think the part we never thought about is how young she was when she actually started dating him. She just
graduated from high school. She had just graduated from high school and was in her freshman year of college.
We met him graduation day.
I know you met a graduation day. Yeah, I was outside. We had to go graduation party, and she out there flipping and doing all of this. They had just moved in next door.
I should have pushed them on the floor right then.
Trust me. I knew all of this. And when I caught him driving her car, that sealed the deal for me then. But even then, she was like, no, we're just friends. Shakira ain't crazy. I'm not crazy by far.
Well, when having teens speak out, just in efforts, if they don't feel safe, they can't, because they give access to everything.
Everything.
Like I said, they could talk to counselors at school, teachers.
Social workers.
If they go through your phone, make sure you delete your text after you reach out. You can use code words, because they don't want the backlash as well. But we just need you guys to really have those conversations with your kids and encourage them to speak out. So, how can communities help teens feel safer about talking about relationships? We already said we're starting early.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to normalize being open and transparent.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, and I think it's time for parents to open that village back up.
Right.
It takes so that children are used to hearing other voices, because sometimes mama might not catch it.
Right.
But the neighbor 2 doors down is retired and see you walking in and out that door every time I'm at work.
No,
see that little boy speaking over there.
That's Miss Jenny across the street. Miss Jenny on the block, baby. She sees everything.
I want to go back to a comment where Anita was talking about doing group datings.
Hey, auntie.
Hey, auntie. Hey, girl. And yes, I'm here for the group datings, but I'm here for it with the proper supervision.
She said parents go on the dates with them.
Yeah, but I mean, sometimes they go on dates with them and they don't, but they still don't supervise.
No. She old school. That's my mama twin.
But I'm just saying, because I know one instance where there was a group date thing, and there was a lack of supervision. That could have been very costly to several of the teen individuals that were in my life at the time. So, yeah, do the group dating and stuff like that, but please remember to supervise.
And I think we need to also, and we probably can get Nikki help with this, to try to do a teen dating summit and talk about these things. Talk about teen dating violence. Talk about the physical, the sexual, the mental, the psychological abuse. What are the red flags? What does healthy relationship look like? Setting boundaries. So I think if we could tap into the school system and start doing these type of things, it may help. They try to spearhead something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I get to talking to principals at a few different schools and see. I know I can get them. I'm in county now. I can't go. I don't know nobody outside the county. But
no, in county is fine. Like, we got to start somewhere, and I think that would be good. That would be a push start for us.
I know they have several mentoring programs here in DeKalb, but I'm not sure if they are tapping into this particular area. I signed up for a mentoring program actually the other day during open house. So that's a conversation I may have to have with the lady who's over it, because I think it's much needed. Because if they don't have, like, this is the social emotional age, and they're doing a lot of teaching in that way, supposedly, but I don't think the kids are actually like kind of gripping it. They don't know the difference between different emotions, truly what they mean. Like, they know, like, oh, man, but why are you mad? Like, can we unpack that?
Right.
Well, their new little saying is nonchalant dreadhead. So that's basically like they think, right? They think it's cool to walk around and like be this, nonchalant, I don't care, nothing bothers me type person. And that's just not reality. Even in adulthood, there's still stuff that our partners do that bothers me. There's still stuff that not my partner does that bothers me. It's about how you respond, how you react to the things that bother you. Whether it's, and then, the other term is crash out. So when something does bother me, either I'm nonchalant or I'm going to crash out. And we got to find that healthy medium that falls in between us.
Absolutely.
Correct.
All right, guys, closing reflections. I'll let you guys go first. This has been a very great, insightful conversation, and we've gone past the hour as normal. So we're going to bring it to a close. So, Nikki, any closing words for everybody?
I think that parents, we just need to make sure that we're doing our part and make sure that, like we've been saying, creating those healthy boundaries, creating those healthy relationships and healthy opportunities for your children to start dating, so that we are not looking back at a tragic situation where yet again we have another victim and we think that it's normal until it's too late.
Correct.
Denise?
Pretty much piggybacking off what Nikki said, it's about establishing healthy relationships by having uncomfortable conversations with our kids and just trying to navigate with them through life, the do's and the don'ts, setting boundaries, and understanding that it's not okay to be abused at any level, by any cause, by any means. It's not okay. And I want to say that again, there is a national dating abuse hotline that is targeted for teens and young adults. And that number is 1-866-331-9474. You can text Love Is to 22522. And again, that is the National Dating Abuse Hotline. And you can also reach out to the Shy Foundation. We're here to help. We're here to guide. We're here to love. We're here to teach. And this is a safe place.
Very much
So,
so.
parents, have those uncomfortable conversations with your kids, please. And as a reminder, it's not just our teenage girls that are being abused. Our boys are being abused as well.
Absolutely. My closing remarks is I noticed a lot of people during the chat saying that it takes a village. And I'm very much on board with that. We have to
Yes.
bring our village back. We have to take control of our own. And we must save their lives. We have to do what they don't see or they don't feel like is important to them, but it's important to us. Like when you said, Denise, we'll take that walk with you. I'd rather walk with you than walk without you.
Yes. Yes.
So we must get on board. I want to charge each and every one of you adults that are listening with sitting down with your teen. It doesn't have to be your particular child. It could be a teen that you know, a teen in passing, a niece, a nephew, and have that conversation with them, especially preteens. We're going to catch them early. Start asking them, having that conversation with them about, do you know what love is? Do you know how it's supposed to feel, how it's supposed to go? Like, let's start having open conversation. Let's be very intentional about our topics that we have with our children. So this conversation was much needed, and I'm fully on board for sitting down and having maybe a mini little conference with some local teens and having that conversation with them as well. So that'll be something that we might need to bring to the table. Before we get out of here, I want to bring attention to some of our events that's coming up. First of all, as you guys know, the gala is on the rise. So go ahead and Denise, go ahead and say that.
Ooh. The Shy Foundation 7th annual Christmas Gala will be held December the 14th at Essence Event Hall. Um, Tables will go on sale as of August 10th. $100 per table, seat 10 people. Tickets are $35. They will go on sale in September. So it'll be $35 in advance, $50 at the door. We did do a gold package sponsorship. I want to say thank you to those that got that gold package. Woo, woo. We appreciate it so very much. So be on the lookout. Again, tables go on sale August 10th. First come, first serve. And I want to also say thank you to everyone who sponsored our back to school giveaway. Whether you bought supplies, you gave monetary donations, we appreciate it. We were able to give out 325 bags this school year.
Woo!
325, which was an extreme blessing. And we gave away two awards on behalf of Shy Community Service. And Gemini was one of those recipients. And D6, which is Dante Barnes, he will be attending Tennessee State University.
Like his
So
name.
again, I want to say thank you guys so very much for all of your support. It never go unnoticed. Never, never, never. We
Never,
totally
never.
appreciate it. Never, ever, ever.
All right, guys. Thank you so much. Thank you, Nikki, for joining us. This has been sharing hope and inspiration. And to every teen listening, we want you guys to know that your voice does matter. If you feel like something is not right, you're not imagining it, please speak up, reach out, and know that there is hope out there, and we are willing to support you every step of the way. This has been Hope. And sharing hope and inspiration. Until next time, keep sharing, keep hoping, and keep inspiring. Thank you guys so much. We're out. Bye.
Good night. Wow.
Bye.